I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something I have a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on, okay? I learned a lot of things, and I have left the industry largely over my political beliefs, but there is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this: a bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex. Period. The industry is obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people, but they're encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it. The reality is, I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people. You're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see. Don't just get online today and talk about how, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers and say, we have to stop. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government, and as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them, so stop. They've empowered you in ways that are real. You have an audience, you have platforms, you have the ability to make change. So go against the grain together. They're more afraid of you all together standing up and creating a new culture that's built around family, faith, freedom, doing the right thing, valuing life, than they are of anything else. So I challenge you, use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do the same thing you've done, more rappers like this are going to die. How many have to die before you change the culture? And let me tell you something else. There's a reason the record labels pay us more to do rap videos. They don't tell you that, do they? Do they tell you that they pay us more to do your videos? Because they do. They do it because they know it's more dangerous. They do it because they know it's more difficult. And they do it because, frankly, there's a lot of money laundering involved. Those labels wash a bunch of money through. We don't do it, but we know the labels are doing it 100%. Okay, they're then taking the money off the top end, and you see on your royalty check, oh, they spent $150,000 on this video. Did they? Because we didn't see $150,000. Okay, and to who? Their friend's company? A lot of times that's the case. Same thing with insurance companies. They charge us more to insure your videos. And it's because they know the culture that's been created. They know that the only possibility of a music video being shot up is on a rap video. And that's the truth. So change the culture. You have the power. Your people deserve it.
How we doing, guys? Myself, Chris Pretty, OBE, hitting you with a quick one. Real Talk True Seasons. Don't worry, I'll wait. And I'm calling out to all rappers as well. Same like my man, I'm calling out to all you rappers to sit there and try and change the culture like he said. And I know a lot of people are sitting there talking about, oh, it's going to take one person buff and they'll just sacrifice the whole game and sell us out and all the rest of it. But we can't have that negative mentality. You know what's there? My man's right. Like, if we all came together, do you know how much threatened they will be by it? They'd be looking at it like, rah, what are we going to do? It's when Jay-Z's had to do Tidal. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's when Kanye and them are speaking out saying, rah, we need to do it this way. We need to have our own record labels. We need to have our own infrastructures, because we keep talking about BAFTA, Oscar. Let's make our own BAFTAs. Let's make our own Oscars. We saw what happened to the so-called man them for England in the World Cup. Man got disrespected. So why don't we have our own cups? Why don't we have our own football? Why don't we have our own organizations? It's 2022 going on to 2023, and we are still behind in the leading force when we lead everything. Like, hear what I'm saying? When we lead everything. You heard what my man said. He goes, guys, you lot are dominating the culture right now. Music, fashion, when it comes down to entertainment, football, sports, you man are dominating the whole thing. And you man still haven't realized that killing yourself and talking about gang, trap, N-word, which they allow you to say, but anything else apart from if you're saying anything about another race or another gender, it gets shut down completely. But it's funny how you can go online, talk about killing, talk about N-word, and we feel like, yeah, because we're getting paid, that we're all gravy because we're helping out our family, but not knowing that we're actually killing our own people. And we've been saying it. We've been saying it for years, and I think this is a great message. And it's such a shame that it's just got to come from another counterpart, which is another race, to sit here and say to us, yo, guys, check the game. Like, Kanye's been saying it, like, rah, all of us are suffering in silence because we all want that bacon. We all want that money. But at the same time, if we all came together and make it make sense, then maybe we will have a chance at this. Maybe we'll have a shot, because we can't keep complaining about the music that we are producing when we are the ones that are creating it. I'll say it again. We can't keep complaining about the music that we are producing because we are the ones that are creating it. We are the wordsmiths. We are the creators. We are the beat makers. We are the fashionists. We are the ones that make sure that our content is the way it is. We can change it up, man. I'm not sitting there saying that we can't tell our story. I'm not sitting there saying that you can't say your struggle. I'm not sitting there that you can't talk about how flamboyant and how flash and how lavish your life is. No one's not saying that, but there's a time and a place and a way to deliver that message, and we need to get back onto delivering the message. Once upon a time, all of our music had a message, it had a purpose, it had a drive, and it was for the people, and it became something that was a cultural. It became something that everybody else globally wanted to be a part of. Everybody, you got every fashion and every life and every walks of life, everybody's a rapper, everybody's MCing, everybody's repping, but at the same time, there's not white counterparts dying, unfortunately. I'm not just sitting there trying to call out the car guys. There's not Asians, yeah? There's not Indians. There's a lot of black counterparts dying over us calling out the content, over us sitting there saying kill, death. I think this is a great message. I challenge all you rappers, all you big time rappers that talk to your record labels and talk about, yeah, man's got a big boy deal, or if not, you're trying to get out your deal because you got a 360 deal. Talk up. Share this information, come together. Gigs, Skepta, all you man, come together and say, you know what, because I believe that them man can do it, and them man are trying to do it, but it's just about us coming together and unifying. We never want to look at each other like we want to work with each other. It's like all of a sudden, like, we are the bad people to work with. You know what I'm saying? Man don't want to work with my kind, rare, and you rather go and work with other people that you know don't respect you, don't respect your culture, and all they're doing is leeching and trying to get the most out of you. And like you said, when you die and pass away, they own the royalties, they own your rights to your music, they own everything, and they get that profit. Once again, your music streams go up when you die. We all know that. Look what's going to happen to Ofsted right now. The music streams is going to go up. But who's owning that? Who's getting the money off the back of that? How's that helping the culture? How's that really helping his family? So once again, we can sit there and be negative and say, oh, Chris, it's never going to work. There's always going to be one person that's going to sell out. At the same time, it's one person. At the same time, there's all of us. We can create something, but we need to support it as well. We as consumers don't like to support our own. We need to support it. So if these guys are going to step up like Stormzy and Skepta and all the rest of it, we need to support them and say, yo, let's get on it. Let's support their brands. Let's support their music. Let's support the entertainment. Let's get our own channel. We keep talking about we don't like the way that we're perceived on these channels. Let's change the narrative. Let's get our own channels. Let's devise a plan to get more better music out there, more cultural music, more of a message. Also, let's get the music and the movies intersyncing, intertwining, showing different aspects of our lives where the narrative is changing. We are doctors. We are wordsmiths. We are fashion designers. Let's start seeing what we truly are. But what's you guys' thoughts? Comment below. Share.